Today we're going to do a private yoga class. Do you call it a class?
Session.
A private yoga session. And I'm as beginner at yoga as anybody, so this will be really interesting for all of us. And today we're with Susan Kuda, who is, what do you call yourself in relation to Namaste Yoga?
Oh, well, lately I've been calling myself owner, but it does feel a little weird sometimes to own it. So caretaker is more what I feel.
Right.
All right, well, we'd have a conversation.
Okay.
You'd fill out a form. We have another conversation. I know a lot more about you. I know what your goals are, what you're really seeking out of yoga. Then we'd make an appointment and you come to the studio.
Okay.
I would have the mat, blocks, blanket, and some other, probably bolsters, maybe a strap, just some supplies set up for you. Where we'd go from there is, the first thing that you do is you'd walk in the studio, and I want to see the way you walk. I want to see how, if your shoulders are aligned, how your pace is, if you roll to the outer edges of your foot or to the inside. So I look at all of the quirks about your body, I jot them all down, and then I come up with a sequence. And then we practice the sequence.
Oh, okay.
If you like it, then we film it. You'll film me doing it, and you can take it home.
Oh, nice.
Yes. So that's how it works. It obviously I condensed it a great deal. But so when students come into the studio, cross-leg can be really hard because hips are tight.
Right.
So I'd like you to sit down on the double blocks. Nice. So one of the great things about sitting there is that it usually will just allow your back to be comfortable, and that's really what you're looking for. Okay. So bring your wrists right underneath your shoulders and your knees right underneath your hips. So
are my knees underneath my hips?
Your knees are underneath your hips.
Okay.
Yes. So as you take an inhale, allow the tailbone to come up. So this comes up, belly drops slightly but firms, lengthen all the way up through the spine, and then if available, look up towards the ceiling. Just reverse the curve in the neck and lengthen through the throat. And then as you exhale, allow the tailbone to begin to tuck, and the low spine comes up towards the ceiling, followed by the rib cage, and then the chin gently tucks in. So oftentimes we don't really breathe correctly, and so our core isn't toned, and we really don't want tight abs, we want toned abs. Right? So what you would do is just draw the knees up. Right? And this could be perfect. You can probably really feel the sides of your body working here. If not, bring the hands out. Nice. Okay. So inhale, come on up, and then exhale, slowly lower down. Right? And you can touch. Inhale, come on up, and then press back into the heel. Exhale, lower down. We'll do 3 more. Inhale, come on up. Sit down. Inhale, arms out. And here's where you want to make sure you're not tucking the tailbone. So if you are, the hip basically comes forward. So you want to make sure, and the hip is not going to go along the long edge of the mat. That's oftentimes what they teach in yoga. That's not good for your pelvis or your sacrum. So take an inhale here and just look out over the right fingertips, and then glance down, bend the knee, and then make sure that the knee is not forward of the ankle and it's centered so that the middle of the knee falls down right in between the first 2 toes.
All right.
So how was your practice?
That felt great. Thank you.
Oh, that's awesome. Good. Right. So sometimes it's trial and error, but when you find something that works, you want to go with it. And if you feel the need to change it, you have to make sure to accommodate your body. Just because I say to do something, if it doesn't feel good, you make sure to modify so that it works for you. That's really what yoga is all about. It's for the body that you're in. So Katrina, thank you for playing today.
Well, thank you. It's invigorating.
Yay. All right.
Great.